Hi there, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is part 2 of the mini-series about Naxxramas. So the next few videos, including this one, will be about each wing, the bosses in them, and their loot available to you. This episode in particular will be about the Arachnid Quarter, which is basically the first wing that raiders would go through and would be considered the entry-level section of the raid. The unfortunate thing about starter areas with most raids is that the bosses are what I'd like to call filler content, meaning that they don't really have a great deal of lore attached to them, if any at all really, but I'll certainly tell you all I can find regarding these bosses, although it'll be very minimalistic, I'd imagine. Also, when it comes to the loot, I'll try and treat this as like a transmog run, so we'll disregard rings, neck pieces, trinkets, that kind of thing. I'll also be using my naked blood elf to show the items off as well. I figured it would be probably better to use a blood elf body than a rotting corpse. Yeah. So let's crack on. First boss, Anub'Rekhan.
Welcome to my parlor.
Not much is known about this chappie. He was a spider lord in Azjol Nerub, highly regarded in the Nerubian Empire. He was probably the most loyal to the Nerubian king Anub'Rekhan. I like saying Arak. I like rolling my R's, I'm sorry. And when they both fell to the power of the Lich King's armies, Anub'Rekhan was later stationed in Naxxramas as an overseer of the Arachnid forces within the Ziggurat. He's the first boss you'll come across, and he's pretty easy to deal with, let's face it. In 10-man mode, he'll be sitting in his room, waiting alone. However, in 25-man, there will be 2 crypt guards alongside him. He has 3 abilities: Impale, sounds like fun, Locust Swarm, and Summon Corpse Scarabs. And they all acted the same whether in 10 or 25 men, to be fair. Impale was a fun ability to deal with. It used to catch unobservant raiders a fair amount in the initial stages of the fight. What Rekhan would do is target a random player and shoot spikes coming out of the ground towards that player, and anyone caught between him and the player would be shot up into the air and be damaged by the spikes, and full damage. Easily countered by other players by simply sidestepping out of the way. You'd be surprised how many people couldn't do that back in the day, and probably still can't. It's all about the fire really, isn't it? His second ability was Locust Swarm. This one's always interesting to me. So basically what he would do is cause an AoE effect around about 30 yards that would slow everyone's affected run speed by 60% and cause ticking damage. But it would also silence everyone caught in it as well. And also it would summon a crypt guard as well, you know, fun times and all that kind of stuff. So it was just a bit of an interesting one really, so that everyone would you'd have to get out of that range or be out of that range kind of situation, try and avoid the whole swarm of doom thing going on. But again, movement was tricky back in the day and not many people understood how that worked. The third ability, Summon Corpse Scarabs, was a barrel of laughs as well. If a player or a crypt guard would die, Rekhan would summon scarabs from the corpse to randomly attack players. So an off-tank would need to basically go around and mop them up for a quick nuke, essentially. If it was from a player's corpse, 5 would spawn. If it was from a crypt guard, 10 would spawn. So it was a case of like mop 'em and nuke 'em kind of situation there. Which is always a fun thing to do. Always a fun thing to do. I love a good old nuking on the odd occasion. Crypt guards had their own abilities as well. They did a cleave, they had acid spit, which was a dot, and when they were near death, they'd frenzy up, basically doing so much damage. They were going mental, absolutely mental, and just like wrecking things at a fast rate. So yeah, they were fun to play with.
Your old lives, your mortal desires mean nothing. You are acolytes of the Master now. And you will serve the cause without question. The greatest glory is to die in the Master's service.
Grand Widow Faerlina. Again, another filler / unknown boss, really. According to Commander Eligor Dawnbringer, I don't really know who that is. I think we need to look at that, Jez. We should definitely Google that. She was a botanist when she was alive. But when she was brought to undeath, she breeds the arachnids and develops poisons for Lich King. This is Faerlina, not Eligor. I'm just going back. This is what Eligor was saying about Faerlina. Yeah, anyway. Both 10 man and 25 strategies are pretty much the same again with this one. You'll come across her with 6 NPCs beside her. The off tank will need to grab them, and the main tank will grab her and pull her to the middle of the room. She's got 3 abilities. Poison Bolt Volley. By the way, just to give you a shout out on this one, it took me about 4 attempts to be able to say that as best I could. It was absolutely a nightmare to say that. Okay, so Poison Bolt Volley, which will dot 3 of the closest players to her, and this is a rotation of like roughly 12 to 15 seconds, but this stuff is dispellable, so you know there's no biggie really. She also does a Rain of Fire kind of spell thing, you know, that warlocky thing that just like you boom on the floor, and she does that. Lasts about 6 seconds, has an 8-yard radius around the player, and it's random. Her last ability is Frenzy. This one is where the off-tank's ads will come into play. She'll go a bit loopy and compel one of her followers to come towards her to be sacrificed, which will then buff her up to do more damage. When she goes into a frenzy mode, Team DPS need to nuke that specific NPC down before they get to her. Otherwise, she'll just go absolutely insane for a longer period of time. Now, you could kill all of them first of all, but it'll only delay her frenzying. She's always going to do the frenzy every 60 seconds or so. But killing them when she's enraged will prevent her doing another frenzy for the full period of time that it would take her to go into another frenzy. So it was kind of like pushing it back a little bit. It was like a little stall movement if you killed them off. Yeah, I thought that was kind of a cool little quirky mechanic there. I kind of like that, you know. No, you will not get angry yet. Behave yourself. Okay, carry on attacking the tank. That'd be great. Okay, thank you. No more rain of fire on me. Maexxna, or Maexxna, I don't know how to pronounce this one, so I'm going to go with Maexxna, okay, because it's like Eczema, but with Maexxna. The last boss in this ring is Maexxna, and I really am. I'm butchering the name, aren't I? I apologise profusely, Maexxna. I am so sorry. If you're alive out there somewhere watching this really, really tiny YouTube channel, I apologise profusely. Not much is known about this one though. She's classed as a beast, so she's alive at the very least. Oh, but yeah, sorry, I'll shut up now. She was captured and brought to Naxxramas to breed all the spiders that you've come across so far. You know, the ones you've been like slaughtering to get to her, essentially. She's been doing this whole like breeding thing for such a long time against her will, and she's totally pissed off. I mean, it's justifiable to be pissed off. He's like, hey, you, breed for us. We need minions. Breed for us now. No, I don't want to breed. Breed for us. And it's been going on for like, I don't know, centuries maybe. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. So you think, you know, when we arrive, you think we could probably like release her, set her free. But no. She just wants to eat your face. She just wants to eat your pretty face. Unless you're an undead, then she doesn't want to eat your face. That face is nasty. Go away with that nasty face, okay? No. So she's got 6 abilities. This is where it gets a little bit fun now. 6 abilities, not 3 anymore. We've doubled up on that ante. And they're kind of all handled again the same way as you would 10 man to 25 man, pretty much. So the first one she'll cast a web wrap on a random player, or it's 2 players if you're in 25 men. It usually happens every 40 seconds or so. The player gets shot across the room, so gone, and then wrapped up in a cocoon that needs to be destroyed by nearby DPS, or the struck player will like die. Yeah, because it does really nasty dot damage when they're encased in the cocoon. So yeah, make sure to free your friends. Or if you don't like that person, then just, let them die. It's fine. Whatever works for you. Her second ability is a web spray. Everyone gets incapacitated for about 6 seconds. Deals a good chunk of damage, and there's no real avoiding this damage unless you're a paladin and have divine intervention. Just to be wary though, tanks are usually really susceptible to this kind of thing. It just seems to do a lot more damage to them, and they could potentially die. So be sure to do whatever you can, hot heal them up and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, because they're going to need it. Definitely need it. She also does a poison shock, which is like a frontal conal damage kind of thing that happens every 10 seconds. Does a huge amount of damage, but only to those in front. So yeah, another one for the tank to enjoy. I am so sorry, tank. I know you signed up for this damage, but jeepers, man. You're getting absolutely smashed, mate. Absolutely smashed. I had to lift my head up to say absolutely. That was very weird. I think it just cricked my neck. Anyway, Necrotic Poison is the next ability, and it's nasty. It reduces healing on the inflicted by 90%. 90. Now, it can definitely be cleansed off. It definitely can be cleansed off. That's fine. But it is nasty, so look out for it. It only gets cast on melee that are in front of her, so basically it hits the tank. So you get to this moment where like you're healing the tank. It's like, well, that's not doing anything. Why is that not doing? Why is it not happening? Why is the health going down? Oh yeah, necrotic. Okay. Yeah, cleanse. Sorted. Much easier that way. Her last ability is a frenzy, which they pretty much all have. Frenzy was like the in thing back in the day. You know, this is what they like to do. They like to go, grrr, frenzy mode. Yes. So her last ability is Frenzy, which at 30% she deals a huge increase in damage and has a tasty 50% increase in haste as well. So like, it's absolutely, it's just mauling the crap out of you. It's fun. It's fun. I tanked it as a druid and yeah, good times. Good times, not gonna lie. Fun. Smashed face. I'm a bear. I mean, I wasn't there for looks. Oh, she also summons 8 small spiders every 40 seconds, which technically is an ability, but I'd also like to say that it's more like a mechanic, or, you know, I'd rather say it's more of a timed pain in the ass, because it really is. I mean, nothing major about them. You just gotta nuke them down, or you'll just get run over by them. There'll just be hundreds of other things everywhere when you're just like, oh yeah, we forgot about this mechanic, yeah. Look, there's like 60 spiders over there now just mauling on Pete. You right over there, Pete? No, you're dead in here, Pete. Yeah, feign death, mate. Oh, you're a warlock. Okay, never mind, don't worry about it. You just die. It's okay, Yeah, it's one of those situations. And there we have it. That's the creepy spider wing covered. Next episode, we'll be discussing the Construct Quarter, which has some very interesting bosses in my opinion, mainly for their aesthetics. There's some handsome devils in that room. Not gonna lie, there's some handsome devils and some like ooh moments in there as well. There's also a couple of quirky mechanics, but you know, until then, I do hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, why not tickle that like button? That like button likes a little tickle on the odd occasion. Yes. Tickle it. That's just weird. Okay, shut up, Hippo. Anyway, and maybe even consider subscribing. That'd be nice. What we could do with the subscriber numbers. Did you know, like, I checked my analytics, and I know I've been on this channel for a while now. And I did some stuff, and a couple of my videos went quite well and all that kind of stuff. But apparently, 98% of my viewership are not subscribed, which in the early days I could kind of understand because I wasn't around much, but I'm back now, so you know, hit that button, hit that subscribe button. I could do with it. It helps me. It's a morale booster. Come on, you know you want it. But anyway, this is just I'm just gonna shut up now. But thank you very much for being here. I hope you've had a good one. I'll speak to you soon. Have a great one. Bye bye.